Well, hello. Hello. Oh my goodness. Happy, absolutely gorgeous day here. So, um, we've had, I think this is maybe the third real spring like day we've had here on the coast of New Hampshire. It has been the spring that hasn't sprung. So, yeah, and you guys, if while I'm talking to you, all of a sudden my eye starts to swell up, I reached in the refrigerator to grab one of my sparkling waters, and I didn't realize I bent in that the thing where you put the butter, it has a little flap thing, that thing was open. And so I put my face right into it, right underneath my eye. So, yeah, if it starts to swell, yeah, I guess I'll be able to say that I gave myself a black eye, or I did it to myself. So anyway, I am happy to be here, as I always am on every day with you all, but especially on Thursdays when I go live and I get to talk to you. And hopefully some of you will join me tonight. If you do, please leave me a comment. Let me know that you are here. Ask any questions as we are going. But I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. Your time is valuable, as is mine. So here's leading up. This is why one of the reasons I decided I wanted to talk about this, because one of the number one questions that comes up when I am talking to people, whether they're potential clients, just people that are reaching out because they're struggling, it's always like, why am I not losing weight? I feel like I'm doing all the right things, right? And going on a weight loss journey at any age can be complicated, it can be emotional, and then factor in the hormonal changes that happen for us over the age of 40, and that kind of changes the whole damn game. But when you feel like you are doing everything right, it can be incredibly frustrating when you're not actually losing any weight. And so then it becomes this hate relationship with the scale, which I'm not a big fan of anyway, but it actually even changes that whole game even more. And it really can be all encompassing. So the first thing I want to tell you is I want you to just take a deep breath. Okay? And next is I want you to know that. And I want you to understand that while exercising regularly and eating well are really important, they are just two of the many factors that can influence weight loss. Okay? I know you think that's the end all and the be all, you guys, but it is not. It depends on the weight that you're starting at. It depends on your age. It depends, of course, on gender, but we are talking about women. But here's something interesting. If you start a weight loss journey like with your hubby or your significant other and he happens to be male, progress for us, it's slower. Yep, men are going to lose weight faster. Like basically, it might take men 2 to 3 months to lose 10% of their body weight, whereas it'll take a woman 5 to 6 months. Isn't that lovely? Yeah. Okay. So there's a lot of conflicting information out there. So I understand why you might be following weight loss methods that aren't quite right. And a lot of what you might be looking at is not taking into consideration where you are at in your hormonal journey, right? I'm sure if you are watching this, if you are here in this group, then you might be just like I was when all of a sudden everything you had been doing your whole life that had worked to lose weight all of a sudden no longer worked. And it was like, what the F? Are you kidding me? I could skip meals for a couple days and I would drop 5 pounds. I could just cut out all alcohol for a week and drop 10, for God's sake. It was crazy, but none of that worked. For me, it was pretty early because I did go into like that menopausal state kind of early. I feel like my eye is swelling up, you guys. Okay, but so here are some reasons and I am saving the number one reason, and I don't know if it's the number one, but it's the number one reason I see. So, and I think it's one of the biggest ones. So I'm going to save that one for last. So make sure you listen. I mean, make sure you listen, but make sure you watch to the end. Okay. So first one is you're eating less, but you are still picking unhealthy foods, right? And a lot of times, you know, we think we're choosing healthy, but if we really get real with ourselves, right, you know, we're really not. If you have to change the type of food that you're eating, you need to focus on the quality of calories versus the quantity. I've never been, as this part of my adulthood, in my awareness state, do not advocate for counting calories. It makes us become extremely obsessive over foods, but and everything turns into a math equation. But anyway, I digress. So foods digest differently in our bodies. Some move slow and some move quick. Sugary foods are going to digest super fast, and they're going to leave you hungry sooner rather than later. Whereas foods, that are rich in fiber, like fruits, veggies, 100% whole grains and legumes, they help promote satiety, and they can be an easy way to stave off hunger. They're going to keep you full longer. Okay? So if you're ordering dinner out every night, and then you decide, okay, or you're going out to dinner most nights, and you decide, okay, we're going to cut that out. I'm going to eat fewer restaurant-prepared meals, right? You might lose a little bit of weight at first. But if you haven't cleaned up your lunches, right, and made it like less oils, less sugars, less processed foods on a consistent basis, you're not going to see a big difference. You have to change the quality of the calories, right? Better for you foods. And when you are filling up on those fiber foods, you've heard me say this a lot, you're going to eat less. Okay, so on the same note, you are not eating enough of the plant-based proteins, right? So protein has great benefits. It fills you up, which means you eat less food over time, and it also helps you build muscle, skin, keep your bones healthy. But when it comes to weight loss, all protein is not created equal, right? When you are over-consuming animal protein and the saturated fats that typically come with it, that can lead to weight gain and other health problems like diabetes. So plant-based proteins are different. Again, legumes, nuts, seeds, whole grains. You can eat higher amounts of these foods without worrying about the negative effects on your health. Okay. Again, we're still talking about food here. You're not eating whole foods, right? You are avoiding making whole foods the majority of what you eat, all right? You don't have to give up all the things you think are your favorites or the things that you love, the processed foods, but experts have known that, and scientists and doctors, that when you eat, when you go on an eating plan full of whole foods like fruits, vegetables, grains, proteins, they are associated with better weight loss gains. Weight loss results than prepackaged foods. Any of these, God, you guys, you get on some of these Optavias and these Nutrisystems. There's so much processing in so many of these foods. Okay, I'm not going to go there. All right. So, you're drinking sugary beverages, right? If you are drinking even one soda per day, you're not going to lose weight, right? And I'm not sorry to say that, but when you drink sugar, it actually drives up weight gain far more than when you eat it. If you're hungry and you eat a cookie, you'll be a little less hungry, right? And maybe you'll eat a tiny bit less at lunch. But when you drink 150 calories with 60 grams of sugar, it doesn't impact your hunger at all. So you drink a soda, then you still eat a normal lunch, and all you've done is add 150 calories to your daily intake. Again, plus all that sugar. So start looking at your own fruit juices. Add fresh squeezed fruits to plain seltzer. You can find some decent seltzers. This is a ginger seltzer. So it does have a little bit of flavor, but has no sugar, has no additives. Anyway, if you look for anything flavored, make sure you're reading the labels. And here's the other thing really quick, you guys, I want to touch on. And if you didn't see my my interview with my client on Monday, please go watch that. Listen to her story about how she was drinking vitamin water thinking she was doing the right thing. Holy moly. And it had like 27 grams of sugar in it. That's more than you should have in a day. And she was drinking like 3 of them. And then she went to another one, I think it was Propel, and that had like a huge amount of sodium to it. So anyway, read labels, you guys, even on water. Okay, so the other reason you might not be losing weight is you're not sleeping well. If you are not getting restful sleep, that is a huge disruption to your circadian rhythm, right? And that can lead to weight gain. Never mind the stress it puts on your body. We haven't even gotten there yet. But if you are not getting enough sleep, you are putting your body in turmoil. You guys, I hate to say it, but you have got to get a good night's sleep. And you need to do what you need. You need to figure out what you need to do to make that happen. I just did this with my client last night. We had to set a time to be in bed, and we had to go reverse engineer it, go backwards. Okay, so if we're going to be in bed by this time, we need to stop being on our phone by this time, and so on and so on. But you guys, you got to make sure you're getting some sleep, okay? Another reason you might not be losing weight, you are not drinking enough water. So basic, so basic. But there is a huge link between water consumption and weight loss results. So just drink more water, you guys. Besides being good for your body, it's going to help you lose weight. Just drink more water. Period. Done. Okay? I mean, yeah, I don't think you want to hear me go on and on about water, but just drink more. Okay. Another reason why, and this might suck, you might not want to hear it, but you're drinking too much alcohol. That can be stopping you from losing weight. Your bi-weekly happy hours could also be totally interfering with the goals. Alcohol is connected with weight gain for a few different reasons. For one, it's empty calories, right? Just like with the soda, right? It doesn't take the place of food, it just adds on extra calories. And two, it changes your relationship to food. People typically eat more when they drink because their appetite's increased. And then there's the side of not paying attention because of the alcohol consumption. And alcohol changes the way your body burns fat, you guys. So, make some cutbacks. Again, you know I never say you can't ever have it. I mean, I shouldn't say that. There are certain things. Don't do soda. Get out of soda. Drink kombucha. Drink something else. But, anyway. Okay. So, the next reason why you are not losing weight, if you are over 40, if you are at any age, but this one's going to come into play in such a huge way, if you are over 40 at any stage of menopause, you are stressed out. So, if you are carrying daily stress, chronic stress, which is very common at our advanced ages, right? Whether we're still working or whether you're managing, taking care of the household, whatever it may be, if you are stressed, you are releasing more cortisol into your body. Cortisol likes to settle in our absolutely least favorite area, the belly. Cortisol, belly fat. Stress, cortisol, belly fat. They all go together. Not sleeping, stress, belly fat, cortisol. It all goes together, you guys. Okay? So, finding ways to reduce your stress, whether that's reducing in the moment, which is maybe some deep breathing, walking away from a situation, putting on some earbuds and blasting your favorite song to get out of the situation. And then some preventative stress reducing actions. Things like doing yoga, meditation, taking hot baths, self-care, you guys. It's not just like this frou-frou-y nice thing to do yourself. It is necessary for your health, for your weight loss, for your sanity. Okay? All right. Here we go. Number one reason that I am seeing in women over the age of 40, the ones I talk to the most, the reason they are not losing weight. Well, it's a little bit of both, and I'll go into the second part of it as I'm going on. But this is the number one reason. You are not eating enough. Period. You are not eating enough. If you are a calorie tracker and you are at 1,500 calories or less, and even potentially even 1,800 or less, you are not eating enough for your body. And here is what happens. Your body is like, screw you, Karen. Sorry, I know that everybody uses that name. It is not going to cooperate with you in any way, shape, or form. That worked when we were younger. That it really did. We could go on these super crazy restrictive diets. And let me just amend this statement. It can work for the first couple weeks. Even 3 weeks, I think I've seen, maybe a month even, and then it will stop. Because your body is like, okay, I'm on to you. I know what's going on. Never mind the fact that that heavy restriction of food usually sets you up for a binge. Okay. But here's some things that happen when you do not eat enough. And these are things that are really important, again, for those of us over the age of 40. Your hormones get all screwed up. And trust me when I tell you, you don't want to get to this state. We have already got enough going on with our hormonal levels changing. I already talked about stress and cortisol. Well, this is one of the ways that you stress your body is by restricting the calories to an extreme amount. And it will increase the level of cortisol. And cortisol, as I've already mentioned, it's the stress hormone, right? And it's associated with gaining weight, not losing weight, you guys. High cortisol also is correlates with decreased thyroid hormone. So a reduced thyroid hormone will lead to a slower metabolism. Now this is so not what you want, you guys. So here's another way to know if you're not eating enough, besides just the fact that I just told you that you're not. Is that things just feel off in your body. And even if you can't pinpoint why you don't feel right, you intuitively, you know that it's just not business as usual inside, right? So pay attention to these subtle cues, right? Like you should wake up, even when you're in menopause, you guys, feeling pretty good every day, full of energy, able to easily complete your daily activities without too much struggle. If you're feeling weak, if you're having brain fog, if you are going to the bathroom less than normal, if your energy feels low, you might not be eating enough. And not only might your hormones be out of whack, which is going to lead to all of this stuff, but you could be getting into nutrient deficiency from this, you guys. Never mind, again, that hormonal imbalance, right? Our metabolism can slow down when it's not being fueled properly. So consuming the optimal amount of nutrients will promote a healthy metabolism. And that goes with increased energy and neurological function, hence the brain fog. That's why this all ties together, you guys. Don't forget, I have this brand new guide on how to boost your metabolism. Kind of goes over some of these things in it. So if you haven't gotten it, make sure you leave a comment below. Let me know you want it. Okay, another thing that happens when you're not eating enough, or how you might know you're not eating enough, is you can get your gut in trouble. Now, if you haven't watched anything, I've done a couple videos on your gut and inflammation and the gut-brain axis, and this is all proven, you guys. This isn't theory anymore. They know this. But, okay, when you are not feeding, when you're on a caloric restrictive diet, and then you are looking at probably some nutrient restrictive diets, they can backfire because you get gut bug deficiencies, or gut dysbiosis it is called. And this is an imbalance of the good gut bugs, the probiotics that are in your gut. So when you fail to feed your body the gut bugs, the prebiotic fibers that support your gut health, they get all out of whack. Okay? So your gut health will also get anxiety going. It's also going to stop you from losing weight. So you guys, you see how all of this is tied together. It's crazy. Okay, so another way you might know you are not eating enough food. Ready? You are totally consumed by thoughts of food, right? The smell of a croissant is enough to derail your day. You might be thinking and dreaming of French fries all day long. Or at breakfast, you're already thinking about what you're going to eat for dinner. And I don't mean it in the way where you're planning this, right? You think about food all day, every day, all the time, right? So this happens to me. I hear this quite often when clients first come to me, right? They just can't stop thinking about food. They're obsessively thinking about it, daydreaming about it, craving it, right? And that is a surefire sign that you are not eating enough, right? Who wants to be consumed by food thoughts all day long? So, these are my reasons why, and these are not even close to all of them, but these are the bigger ones. And again, that last one, not eating enough, is the number one that I'm seeing most frequently. And you know why a big part of that is, you guys too? Again, we did it when we were younger and we had good results. And we all, if you are in my age range, I'm 53, almost 54. We grew up at a time when dieting was the norm, right? I watched my mother do it. I grew up doing it. It was like a rite of passage when you went on your first diet and you were constantly yo-yoing your weight up and down and diet to diet and restricting and skipping meals and doing all these things. So in our head, they used to work. We think they're going to work. And we do. We have to change how we're thinking. What we've done in the past is not going to work. Like, I am not going to sugarcoat that for anybody. Sure, you want to go on Nutrisystem, you go for it. I'll still be here when you need my help because that didn't work. Right? You have got to change your relationship with food. You've got to change your relationship with your body. Hi, Tammy. You have got to change the type of food you are eating. And I know I probably sound like I'm on my soapbox right about now, but I don't want you to keep being frustrated. I want you to have some results. I want you to have some wins. So I want you to really think about the things I've said tonight. And I want you to kind of start and look and notice, is this something you're doing? Are you eating a lot of processed foods? Or are you eating red meat 6 nights out of 7? These are things that are going to stop you from losing weight. Never mind the impact. I'm not even talking, you guys, about the impact on your health for the next 20, 30 years of your life. The inflammation in your body. I mean, I'm not even going on any of it. All I'm talking about is weight loss right now. But here's the good thing. If you make some of these changes to get you the weight loss, you're going to get the health. Oh my God, it's such a win-win-win. And I know Tammy knows because she's been on this journey herself. Exactly what I'm talking about. And let me tell you, when you wake up full of energy and you're like, damn, give me the day, it's a whole different world. And I want you to be thinking that when you're 60 and when you're 70 and when you're 80. It's what my plan is, and I want to be on no meds. Those are my plans. So anyway, I've gone off a little bit longer than I planned. But any questions, please go right ahead and leave them in the comments. If you have not gotten my Boost Your Metabolism guide, 6 ways to boost your metabolism, leave a comment below and I will get it on over to you. So I wish you a very, very rest of the day. Wait till you hear I'll just tell you about it tomorrow. Not even going to ruin the surprise because I might be on my soapbox a little bit tomorrow. I'm just going to warn you. Okay, I'm going to have my, and happy Cinco de Mayo, by the way, you guys. I'm going to try to get some quick tacos in before I have a coaching program that I am in. Coaches have coaches because that's how we stay and become even better coaches. So anyway, you guys, have a wonderful rest of your night. Any questions, reach out. Let me know. I'm here for you, always.